Tonight on DFY Magic Themes, traffic. Friday feeling, good evening to you wherever you may be in the world, upside down, left to right, up in the air, whatever you may be doing. Hello and good evening, good afternoon and welcome. First in the room was Jess, followed by Richard, followed by Paul, followed by Barry. Stefan's waiting to get in, let's let Stefan in as well. And many more people hop into the room as we go along. So good evening to all of you and thanks for joining DFY Magic Themes. Tonight we're talking about traffic. And Robert says,
Happy Friday.
Absolutely love it. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm just glad to be alive this Friday.
Where do the weeks go? It's crazy. But on the other hand, we've got to talk about traffic tonight, which is awesome.
How many people think you can have a crappy website and still make sales?
Put one in the chat.
Put one in the chat.
Yeah, let's see how many of you think that. Or two for no. You quite want to put two for no.
And
just
then
make sure everyone's awake in Zoom.
And then go the reverse. So you got the diamond website. I mean, it's just a killer website with everything. Is it going to guarantee you sales? You guys are pretty smart. You all know it's not what they see. First, you got to bring them in. You got to let them find it. Somehow they're going to find it. But if you don't have the element of traffic, if you don't have visitors, whether it's a piss poor website doesn't do anything, or whether it's the best website on the planet, without the traffic, without the numbers, let's face it, I don't care what you do, what you're selling, what you're not selling. If you don't have visitors and numbers, it's percentage of everything. It takes so many percent to hit the website, to stay there long enough, to get hooked, to look at what you're offering. And then did you give them the reason to click the buy button? Did you fill their need for what they were looking for? And traffic, it's the key element. And no, we're not talking about SEO. SEO traffic is what we focus on the most, and we've been pounding on for months. But when I say this to you guys, we say it a lot, right? It's finding the right people to follow, the right people to trust. And then when you hook your wagon to the right people that you can relate to, because sometimes it's not me that you relate to. You might hate my guts. You might think I'm the most boring person in the world. And that's okay. I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to help as many people as I can. But some people are going to equate and relate better to Stephen than they are to me. or maybe to
And
me
vice versa.
than Stephen, right? But find the person that you need to follow. Find the person that's going to give you your answers, and don't let it be some flying by night product that hasn't been out there, that hasn't been around. And I'll tell you what, this is when it comes back to wisdom. When you have people out there in the internet that you can connect with and you can network with that have 25 years experience in the industry doing this stuff that we've been doing, some of us for months, some of us for years, some of us for 10 years. It doesn't matter. But we can always learn from the people that have been in the trenches long enough doing this kind of stuff. So we're here tonight because we want to talk about traffic, because not only are the websites important that they convert, but without traffic, they're just a website. They're just an expense. So we have to have the combination of building our foundation and building our traffic systems and building our reinforcement of what we do in Done For You Magic Teams. Anything you want to add to that, Stephen?
Yeah. So everyone in the Zoom room, and if you're watching on the sidelines, you can only comment if you're inside the Zoom room. You have to be in the circle members to do that. But one in the chat if you want some free methods on getting traffic. Let's see how many of you want some free methods. How many of you are awake? 11111. Paul's got lots of ones. So we've got everyone awake and ready to go. Well, most of you know or may have heard of Andy Brocklehurst. I don't know if Andy's any relation to me, Robert, but Andy's in the room, and Andy wants to share some method. I was talking to Andy in the week, and we are just chatting generally, and I said, I'm struggling with this. I want a little bit of extra traffic. And Andy showed me a few methods, and I went, holy cow, I've got to bring you on. So that's why Andy's here. I'm going to put my feet up. Robert's going to put his feet up, and we're going to let Andy unmute and take over and chat and carry on working away. So Andy, you want to unmute yourself and let me, actually, I need to add you to something in a minute, Andy, because I just realized you need to be able to share. Let me just add you to...
Yeah, I should be all right with that screen sharing, but...
Yeah,
and like I said,
as long as you're right.
We can go to the whiteboard in a minute.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Whether you know us all or you don't know us, right? Pay attention. You're getting free traffic tips.
Yeah.
Is it going to make you a millionaire? You know what? In the internet, what I've learned in my time at it, you can do the wrong thing, but if you do it right long enough, like turn it into the right thing, as long as you're not changing your strategies over and over and over again, find one that works. Here's a guy, gal, that is going to show, right? 25 years of experience of doing this stuff. Andy knows some shit. I promise you. And once you listen to some of this, if you stay with it and take action, you'll get results. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Steve. Hi, everyone. Really good to be here. My name is Andy. I've been doing internet marketing stuff pretty much full-time since 1999 and a few years prior to that on a part-time basis. And it's good to see people here, people who I recognize as well. Good to see you, Mark. Good to see Barry. Good to see everyone else. And so just to give you a quick idea of the kind of stuff I do, the one thing I don't do SEO. That's not my bag at all. It's not that I don't use it, but I outsource it and I have other people do it for me when I need it. In your situations, predominantly you're people that have got agencies that want to get people to your agency website. So, and on your agency website, you will then have whatever your various hooks are. Hopefully you'll have a little bit of content there to direct them to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap over to my whiteboard. So we're going to, I have to take the blur off the background as well, so this will work. Here we go. And let's swap over to the whiteboard camera, and then we can actually scribble some notes up as we go. So, okay. Let's say you've got, let's put a little picture. We've got your agency website that you want to get some traffic to. And on that agency website, you're obviously talking about what you can do and things like that. So we want to get people who are your target audience. You know, the big traffic secret isn't a secret. It's as old as business itself. As long as business has been in existence, the way it's worked is this. You go, where do my customers hang out? And then you go where they are and you stick a sign in the ground that says sale or whatever, and you try and get attention. Retailers call it footfall in a shopping precinct where people are walking through. The signage on the windows is what's going to lure people in. So we need to get people to this website. Having your agency website is a bit like opening a bricks and mortar business that sells something, but opening it down some back alley and not putting any signs up to where it is. So we need to get people going to it. Where do those people hang out? Who are your customers? And as soon as you start to identify that, you can work out where you can go and fish for those people. So we know that people that are likely to want to do this are going to be the people in the industries you're providing sites for. So I'm guessing, and I don't know your industries that well, but let's say you've got plumbers on there, electricians. So, and obviously these all come into a group which we could call sort of home repair and that sort of thing, home maintenance, right? So where do these sorts of people actually hang out? You will find that a lot of them, that you're not going to find them in groups looking, you know, where their customers go. You've got to go where they are. What are these people interested in? What groups are those people in? So if it were me, on my social media, I would be going around joining groups where I know these people hang out. So you've got to find things that connect the dots on these people. So if we took plumbers, for example, what do plumbers all do? Well, they buy plumbing supplies. We know that. So they're going to have a hardware supply for that. So you want to get on all the forums, all the groups, Facebook groups, social media groups, anything social media that's talking about plumbing supplies. Even though it's not your business, it's the connection that's going to give you this link. Think of other things in that. So let's give you some examples of outside of this that I would do, because I can obviously talk about actual figures then. So I frequently set up little mini websites that funnel into my main site. And these sites are somewhat anonymous websites. And if you want an example, badpratpat.com. If you type that into your thing and go, you'll see there's a little mini site there. It's only got 3 articles on it. And that's one of my, what I call a feeder site. And that's these things feed into this little agency. They're dead easy to set up. They're just really flat, static. You really want 3 to 6 pieces of content on this page. So there is a little bit of work. There's no such thing as free traffic. That's the thing that you've got to remember. All traffic has a cost overhead. That cost overhead is either money or it's your time. There's no way of getting around it. There is no such thing as absolutely free traffic. But what you can do is do some work once that's going to make this easy. So you have a site, you can get away with just 3 pieces of content on there if you like. So, for example, Bad Fat Cat, you go there, it talks about, one's about business opportunities, one's talking about another angle from that biz affiliate marketing, and then something else. All of them have lead capture going, and that site instantly that I've mentioned isn't complete yet. It's one that's in progress. So, but it'll give you an idea of the sort of thing. So you're going to do a feeder site that's got useful information on it. So what can you do? You make this look like it's almost like a generic blog. Don't make it a blog. You can have a flat file, keep it really simple. When you're talking in these groups where plumbing suppliers, where plumbers hang out, electricians hang out, the big problem you're going to have, you will have noticed with Facebook groups, sorry, I won't Facebook, with social media groups, because this can be any social media. The groups that allow you to advertise don't have any reach. They've got 1 million people in them, and you post an ad and it gets seen by 2 people. The groups that actually talk about the things they're interested in and have engagement don't allow advertising. So how do you get around it? You simply go in there and look for opportunities to answer the questions these people have got. And as long as you can find a link to something in one of your key articles on your blog site, you can go in and say something along the lines of, hey, I had that issue too, or I know someone, if you don't want to lie, I know this is a common issue. And what I found this blog article that's got a really good little bit about this. in particular XYZ. Hope it helps. Link. This link, now, what's important when I do this personally in the internet marketing game, I don't post, go, here's a blog article and send them to andybrocklehurst.com, right? That's really blatant. I'm not, that's not going to happen. By sending them to a little feeder site that's pretty anonymous, looks like a news site, looks like an article site, does take long to build. It's only got 3 little bits of content on it. Now these people are funneling in. Now what I do is I look for a post where someone's asked a question that I can answer. I preferably want posts that have already got comments on them, because guess what? When you comment with your little bit of information, everyone that's commented so far gets notified. So immediately that gets the eyes on that. The more eyes on a piece, the more social media pushes it up. It's just an algorithm. So take advantage of the algorithm. But you have to do it this way. See, if you just stuck an ad in or won't come see my agency site, the admin of that social group is just going to delete the post and probably block you and ban you in a heartbeat. But you see how by putting just one little bit of work in here, which is a feeder site, and then finding where these people are on those social platforms and getting in front of them, think about where your customers, these are your customers, right? Your customers are not the people that buy from these people. And that's who you want to reach. So that thing that now, later on, just for the inner circle people, I'm going to show you an addition to this, which will make this so much easier and even more powerful. But that was one thing I wanted to share with you just to begin with. I'm going to come back and sit back at my desk. And that's just one idea for you. And I hope that you find that useful and that you do something with it. I'm doing it's 4 hours of my time on Monday. I'm doing a live training called Traffic, how to turn on an unlimited flow of traffic to any web page or offer. And we're going to be doing things like that, but a lot more besides. You can find out everything that's in it from a short video that I made, which we've got a link for. Steve popped it in the chat, and you can go and have a look. Now, this is a paid course, all right? It's paid to play. You've got to pay to attend. But we're going to deep dive and stuff. It takes place live on Monday at 3 p.m. UK time, at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central, probably middle of the night if you're in Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm afraid. But and as always, I got my arm twisted, but can you do a special deal for our people? So I have. So that link gives you 30% off the live event. You get a recording of it afterwards as well. If you can't make it live, you'll still get the recordings. But if you can make it live, you get a bonus little bit of Q&A time. But go check out the link. It is only available until Sunday. So if you're interested, you need to check it out today. Anything I've missed, Steve?
Well, I bought in.
Wait, I want to say something before that.
Just quickly, I just want to say I bought in, right? And yes, Andy's related, but one thing in our industry, whether I do something or Andy to something, we support each other. So I bought into the course because I'm super excited. I love getting traffic, and I've got some methods of my own at times, but when Andy showed me some of the things and a little bit extra on was it a couple of nights ago, wasn't it, Andy? And those extra bits you showed me, and I went, holy cow. And then Andy said, I'm going to be doing a course on Monday, right? Well, I went and bought it because I wanted to be in. And I don't ever want to look like the family's doing me a favor, because you've got to support one another in life. And the content you've already shown me, Andy, privately, blew my mind, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else you can show me on Monday. That's the exciting thing with it. You gonna say, Robert?
What I want to get at there is this is what happens, guys. You can spend months, years trying to figure out some of these shortcuts, right? When you have somebody like Andy that's been in this for way longer than he probably should have ever thought he would be, right? But 25 years of doing this stuff, you learn some shit. You learn it the hard way. You get burned. You spend endless dollars doing the wrong things. And when you have shortcuts, what he just showed you there in 5 minutes was worth the cost of admission of that course anyways. But that little thing right there got you past the gatekeeper of the groups, got you to be able to put a post of a link that doesn't look like it's you're trying to sell something. You're trying to give somebody help. And then you started this traffic flow. And then he taught you about the commenting method, right? So you find something that's valuable out there that already has 50, 75, 100 comments. And when you comment on that sucker, you go above those other 50, 75, or 100 comments, and you got all their eyes on that comment instantaneously. Guys, these are the little secrets. These are the little tips that matter. So, you know, if you don't have time, you don't have the money, you don't do the course. But if you want traffic to websites, you take every unfair advantage that you can, and you get the fast track to get that traffic, because we all need traffic. That's what I was trying to say in the beginning. I don't care how good your website is, how bad it is, but if you have a good foundational website that's ranking, right, that's the first step. Then it's got to be a converting website. But that's above and beyond what we're talking about. This is traffic putting eyeballs on an offer, putting eyeballs into motion. And that's how you get sales. That's how you get customers.
And do you want to know something else, right? Those that are watching this, you can go to dfymagicfiends.com/traffic, and that takes you to Andy's course. But I've also got a mega tip on traffic, and that actually is, oh, we switched into the inner circle. What a shame. If you want to join the inner circle, go to dfymagicfiends.com/live4you.
I'm going to show them away to 10x that traffic I've just told them how to get.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's going to be the inside information in the inner circle only, guys. Those doing the free drinks, we'll see you next week. Bad luck if you're not in the inner circle.